Hey guys, what's up? Good afternoon. Well, it's not a good afternoon. I'm sorry about that. So I just woke up and upon browsing, which is actually my fault for browsing, Facebook. First thing, first thing after waking is that there was another school shooting here in the Philippines. Over this time now in Zamboanga City. So my condolences, my thoughts and prayers to all affected families. First of all, it's a really sucky time, and really just astounding how school shootings have become more and more prevalent here in the Philippines. Like I think it's please don't just sensationalize it for people who go about and post and make memes and jokes about these kinds of things. Don't or post like false articles without you know fact checks and whatever. Yeah, so let me show you an article by the BBC about the said incident. Well, so student at a Catholic junior high school in the southern Philippines was shot dead by a fellow student. And also I think there's there you go. So he also took his own life. A local official on Tuesday. The alleged shooter managed to sneak in a 45 caliber pistol, .45 caliber pistol into a classroom at the school in Zamboanga City. Suspect fired at the teacher who was seated at the table but missed. Afterwards, the suspect moved to another classroom and shot a student who later died. So just absolutely tragic news right now here in the Philippines. It really just pisses me off so much because like what is we doing? Like just a couple of months ago, I made a video about the Tacloban City shooting by the two kids, and now it's this. Like, where do they get the guns? How do they access to this? And if I'm not mistaken, there was like a bigger gun that the shooter also brought to school or managed to sneak into school. I think we should have learned from the incident a couple of months back, right? We should have already thought about preventive measures for these kinds of things. So currently, the police, the authorities are investigating the students' chat history, gaming history, and whatever, and social media and whatever. And I think it's just I'm at the point that social media shouldn't be for kids. That it's not for kids. It's not for them. It's not a place for them to develop into healthy and normal people. Because we there's so there's so many things on social media. I think I'm sorry to like segue into like this being a social media thing other than more of the school shooting thing, but let me just touch on this subject for a bit. Because social media, I think there's a lot of it's more it does more harm than good, I think, at for a growing mind, for a growing brain, basically. These kinds of young folk don't necessarily need 24/7, 24/7 non-stop exposure to to news, to other people's opinions, to memes or whatever. It hurts more. It hurts their minds more. It brings more negatives than positives, I think. So I'm 100% aboard the 16 plus thing for the social media. If there was a vote for it, I would vote for it to be pushed. So yes, I think um it's a major failure of our community that these kinds of things have been more and more prevalent. What kind of parents or what kind of you can't help but wonder what kind of like upbringing and what kind of like care and guidance these kinds of kids have. Like you know what? I'm gonna go with my school. That I think this is the thought process of them. I'll go to my school. I'll bring my dad's gun. I'll live stream it. It's gonna be a fun time, you know. Like what? How many mistakes had to happen in a sequence for that conclusion to happen in this kid's mind? You know, I'm totally not. You know, it's not 100% on the kid because it's a kid, but the results are, well, ganito. It's tragic. Lives are lost, families are affected, communities are put into fear. I don't know. It's super. It's not a one. It's many things. Many factors are wrong. Many aspects of the situations, of the situation. Sorry, rather, are wrong. Like the upbringing of the kid, maybe the safety that the amount of security that the school has in place. Maybe I don't know, because like I mentioned, it's still, most of the details is still under investigation right now. So as a country, what should we do, what should we be doing to address these kinds of things? We have a ed, for Christ's sake. We have they have like millions and millions of budgets for this. Last the about the Tacloban shooting video I made, about how I'm against 24/7, or rather like super strict security. I was super against that last time. I don't know, it's getting more like attractive for me to do right now, because it's just been a couple of months. Like I mentioned, I think being this sensationalizing these kinds of things is doing it, it's being more of a shittier time for everyone, basically. So I'm not one to share, like violent, like graphic videos of the actual incident. So please be very responsible in commenting. I know it's super sad that, like, the the kind of relationship that Filipinos have with social media is something super super. I know it's a very common fact. I think that most people know that the Philippines is the number one user, or the strongest users of Facebook, for to get their news and stuff like that, and to communicate. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for me, because the amount of like online trolls, fake accounts, rage bait accounts, that there needs to be responsibility in using this kind of technology and this amazing power to communicate with others. There needs to be responsibility for it. And I think that's why I think I keep on making these kinds of videos, even though it's really annoying and it's really sad. Is that I want as much as possible for the videos to actually be informative, and not to just clown on these kinds of users, but rather to just inform them. It's we should be more responsible with these kinds of things. It's like God giving us fire, but it was our decision to blow each other up. You know, so I think we should use this more responsibly, and I think it should be like at least very strictly moderated for kids. Their access to social media and all that jive. So that I think researchers and mental health specialists, psychologists, sociologists, I don't know, whatever, just more should study this more, and really dive into it, and have these kinds of things be, happen less. These kinds of tragedies happen less. All right. So there's bunch of just bunch of news where we see like just people being violent to each other, like stabbings, and stuff like that. It's super easy to consume now, and And to be quite frank with you, it's giving me, a pessimistic, very pessimistic uh, point of view when it comes to the future, or what we can expect to the future. Or is this the death of like morality, or is it just that this is just the most click worthy news that's why I've been seeing it. So I don't know. It's scary times nowadays. It's really tempting to just go full nihilistic and despair, gloom and doom. But I refuse to do so. I think there's still, it can still be salvaged, but are it's not, we don't, it's not a requirement for us to, for children's, students lives to be lost just for us to learn this lesson, you know. I think we just really need to I don't know, be good people more. I don't know, guys. I don't know where I'm going with this train of thought, but I don't know, man. This, it's just sad to me. It breaks my heart to see this kind of news. And it's super shocking too that I just left academe. I just left being a guidance services associate just a couple of months ago, and now these kinds of things have been happening. I wonder what the person who replaced me is like knee deep in work to try and address this as a major part of the school. So it's super super sad, guys. And I hope uh, schools do their best to win the trust of the parents back, that the school is a safe place for their kids, basically is what I'm trying to say. And I think more preventive measures should be put in place. And kids, if you're watching this video, students, don't be jerks to each other, please. If you have nothing good to say, don't say it. Don't stay out of the phone. Just read a book, I guess. Play outside, play basketball. Ask that girl out or ask that guy out. Get your hearts broken. That's a major part, I think, of growing up. Do those kinds of things where you actually get to socialize and develop empathy for each other, and compassion towards each other as well. So yeah, I don't know. There's a mishmash of thoughts. Basically, I'm going through the motions with this video. So thank you so much. That's it for this video. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and that's it.